Let me just tell you this. If you are a purpose-driven creative, I just want to set you free real quick. You are not called to serve everybody. You are called to serve specifically the people who God has called you to. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you accept that, it's going to be the sooner you stop second guessing yourself, stop second guessing your message, stop second guessing your product, stop second guessing your assignment and all the things. Welcome to my channel. I am Amika. I help purpose-driven creatives like you build extra income by elevating your faith, building unshakable confidence, and monetizing your gifts, your unique gifts, may I add, through digital products. And so in today's video, we're going to be diving into step U of my purpose framework, which is to understand your audience. And if you're not familiar with the full framework yet, I'm going to link the video above, or you can hit the link in the description so that you can go and see what each letter of the framework actually means. When I was creating my personal brand, I used to think that I had to serve everybody and to speak to everybody. I wanted to help everybody because I wanted to empower people and to help enlighten them and to show them how to become the best versions of themselves. I wanted to help everybody, right? But what I found in the process was that it was actually hindering me and working against me because my message wasn't clear to who I was called to serve or who I was serving. And so when you speak to everybody, you're not speaking to your ideal customer, your ideal audience, the people who God has called you to serve. And so you have to get crystal clear on understanding your audience and what transformation you can provide to somebody to help them to the next level in their journey. Because when you try to fit everybody in one box, it's never going to lead to transformation for that person, and it's only going to lead to overwhelm and stress for you. And so for me, when I stopped speaking to everybody and I started speaking directly to the people who I was called to, like you, then I was able to expand my reach. My message was hitting clear. I was calling and attracting the people who were destined and assigned for me. And I want the same thing for you, which is why you have to understand who you're talking to. Don't be afraid to hone in and to, now, when it comes to niching down, everybody always say niche down. That has its place, but I don't really believe in niching down. I believe in the concept that you are the niche, which means that you are the person delivering the message and the service and things like that. So you don't have to stick to one pillar, so to speak. So for example, if you're somebody who is teaching someone how to trade stocks or something like that, niching down would be specifically only creating content around trading stocks. And for me, the reason why I don't think that's sustainable, depending on the purpose, people do it. It's the fastest way to grow something because you're focusing on that one thing. And so that means you're going to attract the people who are specifically interested in that one topic. But the issue becomes, unless you plan on focusing on that for the rest of your life, it can get boring over time, and then you will be boxed in. You box yourself in, and it'll be harder for you to differentiate and make different content on your, like, say for instance, like YouTube. All you make is trading stock videos, and it's going to be difficult to make maybe a lifestyle vlog or this type of video. And so that's not what I mean when I say niching down. So like I said, I believe in the concept you are the niche, which means your main pillar can be teaching people how to trade stocks, but then also you have other pillars that's kind of surrounding that topic to where you show up and you're just showing up as authentically you because it gives you that balance. And so you're able to live and serve at the same time. However, again, you still have to have the message for that specific person, right? Because you're speaking to that one person. And so you just don't want your message to be too broad, because if your messages are too broad, it's not hitting nobody, right? You just shooting darts and missing every time. And even Jesus himself had an assignment. When he was on his mission, he had an assignment, and he was called to the people who he was helping. He was on assignment. Even though God is omnipresent, Jesus and God is one and the same. But what I'm saying is that you're not being exclusive by focusing on a particular person you're called to. You're being effective. That's exactly what you're being, because God did not assign you to the masses. He assigned you to that one person, that group of people who he has called you to be able to help. That's who he's called you to. That person may be 3 steps behind you, or that person may be 1 step behind you, but basically they need what is in your hands. They need what's in your heart, and they need the healing and the transformation that you're able to provide them, like only you can do. So how do you figure out who is the one? Who am I called to bring transformation to? Most of the time, this is going to be people who are past versions of yourself. Maybe they've struggled with some of the things that you've overcome. Maybe they need a process that you've already worked through and you have the answer because you've been through it. They're going to light up when you speak to them, and they're going to feel connected to you spiritually, emotionally, energetically. Right? Your audience is going to often be a reflection of your assignment, and that assignment is never random. When God created you in the womb, He did not create you by chance, by happenstance. He created you by a purpose, for a purpose, right? And so the people you're called to, they are already assigned to you. It's just up to you to understand and unpack, who is my audience? Who am I called to? Who am I called to serve? Actually, who are you called to serve? Think about the people who you're called to serve, or who you think you're called to serve, and drop it in the comments. I want to know, who do you think you're called to serve, and why do you think you are called to lead them? And then when it comes to the niching down thing, sometimes there's a fear in that, because a lot of people is like, oh, I can't help everybody though, but I can't help everybody. What I have, I can pour it to everybody, and it can go wide, near, and far. But I want to lovingly, again, tell you that you're not called to everybody. Broad messages only create confusion, but the more specific you are, that's what's going to create the conversion and transformation. And so if you're trying to talk to everybody or connect with everybody, you're not going to be able to, because they're not going to be able to hear you, right? They're not going to be able to feel seen. They're not going to feel like you're the person who's called to lead them, because there's going to be this disconnect, this distraction is there. And so this is why it's so important to understand your person, understand, because it's going to make life so much better for you, right? It is going to make life so much better for you when you're creating products, when you're creating content, when you're recording videos, when you think about this person's, their face, how they show up, their career, what hobbies do they like? What do they like to do for fun? What are their ultimate goals in life? When you create with her in mind or him in mind, then you're going to always be able to draw them in with your content. You're going to always feel like you're hitting their pain points, and they're going to always feel like you actually know what you're talking about, and that you have the solutions to help them get to the next step that they need to get to, because you are speaking directly to them. And so this is, again, why it's so important. It just makes life so much more easier. You don't have to pull from here, pull from there, trying to piece things together, because you know where you've been, the things you've overcome. Who better to speak to those people who are in that season of your life that you've overcame than you, because you have overcome and you know exactly what you need to do to help them overcome as well. And so that's why that's oftentimes the easiest place to start, is to create and cater to people who they're in a place where you've been, because it's experience, right? You have the steps needed to free them. And that's what purpose step in at, because how freeing is it to have the solution for somebody else, and you're helping them in a process and helping them overcome, helping them with their breakthrough. There's nothing more freeing than helping that person. When I think about myself, the past abusive relationships and the different things I was in, toxic relationships and things like that. And, you know, if I come across a young lady and she's dealing with that, and let's say I'm in a store somewhere and we are sitting on a bench and she's sharing a conversation with me, and I'm able to guide her through the steps and the process and speak life into her, that to me is fulfilling, because it's like speaking to a past version of yourself. And in a way, it's healing, because if you can help somebody else in a position that you were once in, when you didn't have help, when you didn't have nobody to rescue, when you didn't have nobody to come save you, that's so healing, because you're able to free somebody when you weren't freed yourself in that moment, right? And so that's why, again, just that's one way you can look at it. If you don't know where else to start when it comes to understanding your audience, look at the past versions of yourself. And you can one good way you can do this, you can put them in categories. So if there was a season of your life where you struggle with abuse, that's a category. If there was a season of your life where you struggled with your finances, that's a category. If there was a season of your life where you were wanting to become a wife but you didn't yet have submissive mannerism, I don't know, I'm just thinking of stuff. But basically, whatever past versions of yourself that you have overcome, that you've healed from, that you're not, that are not still open wounds, right? You don't want to bleed on people, but you want to already be healed enough in that space. And again, you'll never completely be done. Okay, but like I was saying, you'll never completely be done. Go ahead, buddy. Well, where was I? You'll never be completely done with healing. Your healing is never ending. But what I was saying is that it's just, oh, he made me lose my train of thought. But basically, what I was saying is that helping somebody else during the different phases of your life that you've already overcome, that's one of the easiest ways to start with if you don't know where to start. And if you're totally lost, just ask God. Say, God, show me who I'm called to serve in this season. Show me who I'm called to serve. And He will literally show you. You just have to be still, be expectant, and just act out your everyday life. He's going to show you who you're called to serve. Romans 12:6 says that we all have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. So that means that your voice, your experience, your message, your life story was graced for a specific person. And so when you embrace that, your marketing is going to feel so easy. It's going to feel so purpose driven and missional. You got to stop asking yourself, what if I leave people out, and start asking, what if the one that God assigned to me never hears my voice because I'm all over the place trying to serve everybody? That's a real question, okay? So if you're still trying to figure out your audience while you're in that process, but you know that you have a desire to create digital products and turn your gifts into income, a few ways I can help you. You can invest in my Your Purpose Pays ebooks, which walk you through how to create a digital product. You can join my 5-day email series, where each day you're going to get a new email to help you with clarity on your digital product journey. Or you can book a one-on-one call and we can just go through it together, and you can shortcut and I can help you product map out or overcome any of the mindset issues that you may have in regards to building your digital product. If this video has helped you in any way to shift your mindset, or any way to see something new that you hadn't previously considered, comment below. I receive my assignment. You don't need a million followers. You don't need to be known by everybody. You just need to be obedient to the people who God assigned you to. Speak to him, speak to her, serve him, serve her, and build your product, your services, or whatever with them in mind, okay? I'll see you in the next video, where we're going to go even more deeper into turning your purpose into income, because remember, your purpose pays. Keep the faith, bet on you, because God already did.